Hey, it's me again. So, I am on part 2 of what I went over. What did I go over? I went over basically the opposite of being humbled in my previous video. So I wanted to talk about people who call themselves humbled, and they display these humbled actions or traits or characteristics or whatever, but it can be their detriment. Yes, like I said in the previous video, it's okay. It's part of it being nice, being giving, being kind, all that stuff. That's high vibrational energy. That's what we here to do, to raise up the vibration here on this earth and people and stuff like that. But being humbled can be your detriment. And why I say this is because I've watched, and from experience, of being, when you're humbled and you say that you're humbled, the detriment of that, you tend to not to speak up for yourself. You tend to allow anybody and everybody to walk all over you, use you as a doormat. If it's something that you want, you kind of avoid asking someone of what you want, because, or people or community or whatever it is. It could be anything. Of what you truly want, because you want to remain humbled. Now, the negative side of that is, we always say that anything of too much of anything can be your downfall. Too much of anything can be a negative thing. And people, like I said, people don't know the true definition of being humble. Look it up on Google, and look at the similarities in word phrases that go underneath being humbled, and you can switch it up. So I watch people say, "Oh, I don't want to ask them for anything because they're working and they just brought me my plate, and I don't want them to go back to the kitchen and make that blah blah blah." But you want that, your taste buds is wanting that. And I know for this person know who I'm talking about, but I have to just use this as an example. There's no names being given or anything like that, but I have to use this as an example. Because that was the first thing that came to my head. If you want something, especially if you're eating, if you're at a restaurant, there's a thing about being humble. You nice to the waiter or waitress. You say, "Hey, I really wanted some corn. I didn't want the broccoli. I didn't ask for the broccoli," or whatever like that. You say it as nice as you can. That's being humble, right? But the detriment of that, you say that you're humble. "Oh, I'm gonna avoid asking them because I don't want them to go back to the kitchen and have to make me my corn and bring it back out. I don't want to disturb them. I don't want to be an inconvenience to them." But in that situation, in that moment, they're able to do that for you because that's what they're doing. They're serving you at that moment. So ask for what you want. You don't have to be rude about it. Humbled. You don't have to be rude about it. Just ask. So another example about how being humbled can be a detriment or be a negative light, or not a negative light, but a negative thing. Like I said before, you being a doormat. You allow anybody and everybody to mistreat you in some type of way because, like I say, you don't want to be inconvenienced to anybody. You don't want to show that you shine brighter than someone else, or you're humble because you want to keep giving, but you don't have any energy to put back within yourself. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? You're giving too much. You're saying, "Well, I'm humble, so I'm a give. But being humbled is saying, looking at it as, okay, I know that I'm a giving person. I need to allow myself to receive. I need to allow myself to receive. I need to allow myself to take a break. I need to sit back and be humbled, and not to exert myself too much to people. Because then then this is when the victim mentality come out. You get what I'm saying? It all trickles down. This is when everybody just take advantage of me. Woe is me. This and that. Blah blah blah. I'm like, Will, bro, girl, like, you caused yourself to do too much. That's why it seemed like so many people took advantage of you, because you did not know how to be humbled. You didn't know how to resist that. You didn't know how to let it be equal. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say about that. That was just a part 2, how being humble can be some, there's a flip side of that. If you don't know what it truly means to be humbled, watch my previous video on what it truly means on being humbled, because people get it twisted. People get it twisted. You're not a sacrificial lamb. You're not that. So why would you sacrifice your time, energy, your soul for people who maybe not have took advantage of you in the first place? I mean, in the beginning, but you allowed yourself, because you say, I'm humble, I'm giving, I'm this, I'm that, blah blah blah, and then now you're turning sour because you didn't know the actual true definition of being humbled. And this all goes back to the boundaries. Okay, so go watch the previous video on what I talked about being humbled, and I hope this helped. So don't forget to follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're watching me on. Thank you.